This is a 2007 Toyota RAV4. It has a V6 engine, the 2G RAV 3.5 liter, and it has a 5-speed automatic transmission, the U151E. By the way, if you're wondering, does your car have the same transmission that's featured in this video? Well, it's very easy to find out. Just open the door and look for this plaque, and down in the bottom corner right here you have the transmission code U151E. This car is in the shop because it's having some transmission issues. In particular, it's having some unusual shifting behaviors going from gear 2 to gear 3. It can be slippage or hard shift or a combination of the two. And it's just specific to this one gear shift from 2 to 3. And I want to emphasize that on this car there was no check engine light, there was no DTC stored in the computer. There was nothing to indicate what was wrong. We did try various remedies first. We just did a drain and fill on the transmission fluid, and then after that we did a replacement of the transmission filter, and then after that we replaced the entire valve body with the solenoids, and none of this seemed to help. So we continued to do research on this problem, and it led us to some information about the transmission speed sensors that are buried down there under and beneath the battery. You cannot even see them. And what our research uncovered is that this weird shifting behavior from gears 2 to gear 3 can be due to defects in the transmission speed sensors, and this was documented in part on the Sonax website. Sonax is a seller of valve bodies and other transmission equipment for high performance, and also on some very obscure foreign websites where they discussed this fault in the transmission speed sensors that can affect gears 2 and 3 and the shift between them. Now, what was recommended on some of these websites as a diagnostic is just disconnect the two sensors. And if the shifting behavior improves when you disconnect the two sensors, then this tells you that these sensors are most likely the cause of the problem and they need to be replaced. These are the two transmission speed sensors here. They are Beck-Arnley parts, and I'm going to include the part numbers with links for purchase in the video description. In this video, I'm going to move ahead with this replacement. The first step before we can do anything is to get this battery out of the way. So we're going to start by removing the battery retainer. It just has a 10mm bolt in the front and 10mm nut that you can loosen up in the rear. And just immediately before we do that, we can of course disconnect the negative battery sensor. We're going to end up disconnecting both battery connectors and removing the battery out of the car. The battery is out, and we're only getting started here because we also need to remove this battery platform, and this is held in place with some 12mm bolts on its periphery. This is the battery platform with the bolts removed. You can just take it out, set it aside, and be aware that this has a ground terminal that is attached to the front bolt on the frame side, and make sure that you reattach this when you reinstall everything. Now, underneath is the platform support, and we also need to remove this. It has some 12mm bolts on the frame side. So here's what this looks like when it comes out. I'm also going to set it aside. Now, with the battery support out of the way, I have a good view at the sensors. Here is the front one. I've already disconnected it, and it is just held in by a 10mm bolt. And back here is the rear sensor. It's that green one there. Let me get the light right on it. And I've already disconnected it. It also is held in with a 10mm bolt. Now, these sensors can be a little bit tough to remove because they have O-rings that sort of make them stick in place. But what I'm going to do is spray a little bit of penetrating oil at the joint there and just gently pull it out. So with these replacement sensors, one is black, one is green, and the sensor that I just took out is the black one, so I'm going to replace it with a black one. This front sensor is now in place, and here's a hint for the installation. When you put this into its receiving hole, it might seem at first like it is bottomed out, but it is not. You have to apply some pressure and you will feel it move further and bottom out. So the first stop is not the final stop, and it's very important that you get this sensor down into its final stop or it will not read correctly. For the second sensor, I'm going to give you a little bit better view. It's a little bit trickier to reach. I'm going to try to remove it without removing the air box, because I don't want to deal with the air box, but I should be able to get it out of there with the air box still in place. And here's the green one. Here's the old one and the new one side by side, and you can see how I got penetrating oil all over that green one to get it out more easily. Now the same thing is going to apply with inserting this new sensor. You have to make sure that it goes to its final bottom it out all the way, and this takes some pressure, and it helps if you put a little bit of lubrication on the O-ring. It makes it slide in easier. I'm out on a test drive. I'm now at a full stop, and as soon as I start up again, you're going to see my 2 to 3 shift, how it's working now that I've replaced both speed sensors. Okay, here we go. First gear, second gear, third gear. Went as smooth as silk. Previously, before I replaced these sensors, the shift from 2 to 3 was like crazy, completely crazy. It would feel almost like the transmission was going to drop right out of the car. This was a very tough repair to diagnose and apply the correct fix. And I was almost lucky that I found the information that I needed in order to do it. Now, to complete the repair, I should do a transmission relearn or reset with the scan tool. Speaking of scan tools, I want to emphasize that there were no codes showing, absolutely no codes, no check engine light, no issues that were manifest through the diagnostic systems of the car. So the whole time we were kind of shooting in the dark and following the most likely diagnostic path, as I said, starting with the transmission fluid, then the filter, then the valve body and solenoids, and finally lucking upon this fix of the transmission speed sensors. And here's a funny story you might find entertaining. A few years ago, about 8 or 9 years ago, we had another car just like this one, same engine, same drivetrain, and we bought it as a mechanic special. The owner said that it has been diagnosed as needing a new transmission. We took their word for it. It had the exact same symptoms as this car. We went ahead and bought a used transmission and swapped it out, and the car was fine after that. But in retrospect, we could have just swapped the 2 speed sensors and been okay. Saved a lot of money and hassle.